Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to day 4 of Prerna, which is an event organized by Girl Up Ehsas. Today we're going to have different club members of Girl Up coming in and sharing their experiences. Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Girl Up Ehsas event called Prerna. Today is day 4 and we're going to have Girl Up members come in and share their experiences with us. This is organized in collaboration with Girl Up Muskurahat, Soul Canopy Girl Up Gurgaon, Girl Up Pragya, Girl Up Phoenix, Jazbat Foundations, Girl Up Union, Girl Up Jazba, Girl Up Naz, Girl Up Alpha, Girl Up She United, and Girl Up Shiv Nada University. As G.D. Anderson said, feminism isn't just about making women stronger. Women are already strong. It's about changing the world the way the world perceives their strength. So now I'd just like to invite Prajakta to come and share a few words.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, okay. So, hello to all the lovely ladies present here today, and a very good evening to all those who are watching this event. First of all, I would like to thank to Gunjan and all my Girl Up Ehsas teammates for giving me this opportunity to talk here and share some good thoughts. Teamwork is the ability to work together towards a common vision, and we all are here for that. It is our pleasure to be present here and listen to such great women out there, their journey and their experiences. Let me tell you, it is really motivating and overwhelming to see women like you all who have achieved so much despite of all the problems, difficulties and criticisms that we face. It is really motivating to all the young girls to hear such an inspiring words and push oneself towards fullest to achieve their dreams and enjoy the journey of life. Instead of telling definitions and meaning of what women empowerment is, I feel like sharing the insights about what our speakers said, and it is really important to hear about that. This is such a beautiful quote by Melina Gates that a woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. Everyone has some hidden talents. Recognizing them, achieving them, and whatever it is, sharing them can be such a motivation to others, is what we have realized in these 3 days of Prerna. One of our guests shared such an amazing thought that it is not always important to be clear about what you want to achieve in life or what you want to do in life, but you should be clear about what you do not want to do or not want to do in life. Yes, when we talk about gender equality in our nation, we know that what we have to face as a woman. But why not think in a different way and enjoy what we are doing and celebrate life? Women empowerment is empowering the women to take their own decisions for their development. Empowerment is encouraging the ones with us to be self reliant, independent, being positive towards life, and much more. Women empowerment is not only about development of women of oneself. It is by development of women by women and other girls. There is a lot more to speak on this, and the talks will never end. But I would like to conclude this by sharing a poem with you all by John Greenleaf Whittier called Don't Quit. The poem goes like this: when things go wrong, and they sometimes will, when the roads you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is strange with its twists and turns, and every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure comes about when he might have won, he had stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt, and you never can tell just how close you are. It might be near, but it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you are hardest hit. It's when things seems worse that may you must never quit. For all the sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest of these, it it might have been. So this is all about what I wanted to share today. So I now hand over to Pallavi.
Thank you so much, Prajakta. That was a wonderful poem. And I especially like the bit where you said that rest if you must, but don't quit. So, just moving ahead with the program, I'd like to inform everyone that our club members have been divided into three different groups, and each group has four clubs. So, I'd like to invite the first group, which consists of Muskurahat, Soul Canopy, Pragya, and Phoenix. Uh, can we have Manan from Girl Up Muskurahat?
Hi.
Hi, Manan. The stage is yours.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Manan. I'm from Girl Up Muskurahat and I'm a third year medical student and I'm also the founding president of Girl Up Muskurahat. So we're all here to discuss about women empowerment and I don't know, I don't want to make a very long or lengthy and boring speech. I would like to just share my journey and what I have gone through in the last year. So the last year was definitely a very difficult time, and it was something that none of us has ever experienced, and I hope that we don't experience it again ever in our lifetime. So the thing is, I started my club last year, and it's a huge background story to why I started this club. And I don't know if many of you know, but like Girl Up Muskurahat is actually basically working towards women's rights and healthcare awareness. So we have done a lot of things that mainly include the healthcare sanitation awareness. So when I was a child, I was very like shy kind of person. I really didn't like interacting with a lot of people, and it was mostly because I thought कि if I express too much, then I might get hurt to a lot. So what I used to do is I used to keep in myself to a limited space, and I used to get interact with the limited amount of people, and that is the same thing that I did when I entered my college. And I wanted to do so much in life because I thought कि just continuing your profession is not something that not that is not something that should be your goal. It should be rather than contributing to something that you actually believe in. And gender equality is something that I strongly believe in because I believe that everyone has gone through some kind of discrimination and we have all faced it. So when I went to college, again, I didn't interact with anyone and I used to keep it to myself. I didn't go to any organization or plan any events with them. But when lockdown happened, uh, it was we were all disconnected from everyone, and the only source of connection was the online internet. So that is when I went through and I pushed myself that yes, I have to do something because that now is the time when it is just me. I can do it. I don't have to meet a lot of people. I don't have to convince people about why I want to do this. It is something that I know I want to do it and I should do it. So that is when I started this club, and it's been a journey that's been so amazing because when I started it in July, no one knew who I was or what Girl Up is in my community and in my college. And today, everyone knows who Manan is, and and the only reason they know me is because of Girl Up Muskurahat, because of the work that we have done, and because of the things that we do. So that is how they recognize me. So it Girl Up Muskurahat is actually my identity now. So the thing that I want to tell you is that sometimes we don't know that whether we should do something or not. But if you don't know, you'll always regret it because you'll always have this one back thought in your mind that what would have happened if I did it. It's okay if you do it wrong. It's okay if things don't go well, or it's okay that you don't do it right. But the thing is that you have to do it because not doing is way more worse than just doing it and just forgetting it. So you have to take that one step. And you don't have to think about what people will say, because they'll always say something. They'll always find faults in you, because they can't always, reach up to the position that you are. And you are really special. And one thing that we all might have learned is that we do need just one person to help us, and that's us. And if you are there for yourself, I don't think that you need anyone else. And being a powerful woman, being a powerful person is really something that you don't, that people can't make you feel. That is something that has to come from you, and that is something that you have to realize on your own. It's very important that rather than laying down, and rather than relying on people for the compliments, or relying on the social media for likes, and relying on some person to tell you how amazing you are, you just go and look inside, and you just find ki, yes, I am that amazing person, and I don't need anyone. You don't have to stay in toxic friendships or toxic people around them. You have to stay with yourself. And Girl Up is something that enables that confidence in you, because here there's no restriction to your ideas, there's no restriction to things that you can do. Whatever you think of, whatever you possibly want, is something that you can achieve. All you want is like whatever. I wanted gender equality. I was so passionate about menstrual health. I did it with school children. And to be honest, the innocence in their eyes and the innocence in the feedback forms when you receive it now, you feel like that's the perfect thing to have. That's a lifetime experience. Just try having, whenever you're feeling like you are not contributing enough to society, or not contributing enough to anything, you just go and take one little session with a group of maybe 15 children, and the energy and the honesty that they'll give out to you, that will be enough to cheer you up. And you have no idea the difference that you make in their life. These small events, I used to think that how will I bring about change if I'm sitting there online and I'm just posting on Instagram, and rather than going on ground and actually performing the on ground activities. And when I interacted with them now, I realized how important awareness campaigns are, how important it is to make the little children aware about the circumstances around them. And it's because we come from a very privileged place. We are very privileged in the way that we have good resources, we have good education, and we have good families who are supportive. Not everyone comes from that place. Because of our privilege, we don't recognize the importance of actually the awareness sessions, because we feel like that is something that everyone knows. But it's not like that. Not everyone knows. And so that is why you have to speak up. And you can just start with your little community of friends and tell them if you feel discomfort, or if you feel that certain action should not have been done. Just correct them. You don't have to be violent, you don't have to initiate a fight. All you have to do is just speak up. Just say one thing that it's wrong and I don't support it. And that is going to initiate the conversation. So just try and initiate a conversation, and you can always build around it. So that is something that I want to take you, and I want to like make sure that you know that. And honestly, all of you look amazing, and just stay the way you are. That's how you're going to conquer the world. So thank you.
Thank you for that message, Manan. I really liked how you came out of your shell and now you're working towards building a community. That's great. It's good to know that you're now on screen and
Yes.
speaking to a lot of people about your journey. Also, health and gender equality, these are two fields that we often see an intersection between them. So the work that you're doing, that's amazing.
And
Thank you so much. With that, I'd like to invite Sohani Bhatnagar from Soul Canopy Girl of Gurgaon.
Hi, Pallavi. Thank you so much.
Hi,
Am
Sohani.
I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. So, hi, everybody. My name is Suhani Bhatnagar. I am 16 years old. I just started my club last year. So, I'm going to tell you about my journey as a leader and what are my thoughts on the topic of women empowerment and gender equality. So, if they don't give you a seat, bring a folding chair to the table. Shirley Chisholm said that. And finally, we saw that when Turkey's leader met European Commission presidents and the women among them did not get a seat. Also, how many times we have seen that women fail equal representation, leave equal representation. Women don't even get the due respect and recognition for the work they have done. Often, male colleagues take the credit of the work they have done or have put so much hard work into it. This all starts at a very basic level, where we do not even recognize gender equality at times, when the brother is given more importance than the sister, when the male child is sent to an English medium school and the girl to a Hindi medium school. Both the kids could have been afforded to send to the same school, or referring to girl childs as paraya dhan and saying कि बेटियां तो दूसरे घर की हो जाती हैं. I have always been very passionate about women issues and started recognizing them at a very young age. Lack of awareness about menstrual hygiene, period poverty, myths, and taboos around menstruation are only some of the issues that have come to light in these scenarios. The taboo around menstruation is so big that people aren't ready to talk about it even inside the four walls of their houses. Colorism is another prevalent issue that most people ignore. All thanks to Chandana Hiran, that Fair and Lovely has finally changed its name to Glow and Lovely. But I think this is only the first step towards changing the mindset of people. Being dark skinned myself, I was always vulnerable to comments such as use fairness creams, use whitening facials, use detan waxing, use bleach, and by Palavali aunties and random aunties. So, growing up, I realized how much it affects somebody's self esteem. And so many people are made feel worthless, even when it is not their fault. When I came across Girl Up, I just realized that it is the perfect place to call my inner feminist to help others. And I've been so inspired and especially educated about very important issues because I've seen so many inspiring women all around here, and they have opened my horizon to all the girls and women around me who are suffering every day from social evils, taboos, stereotypes, gender discrimination, and other unknown horrors. Most of them don't even come out to talk about it because they're restricted so much that they don't even think about it, they don't even recognize it, or they ignore everyday issues by saying that it's normal. ये तो होता है, ये तो सबके साथ होता है. Because from a very young age, we are taught to, you know, disregard ourselves, our worth as women. And only when we come across women who are more empowered than us or who are more privileged than us, and we get to know that no, there are women who are doing good and who have succeeded in life because they were empowered and supported by people. And that is how environment should be at every girl's house. So last year, I founded my club, which aims to spread awareness about menstrual hygiene and work towards gender equality and quality education. Because these are some of the issues that I think form the base of other issues. So we are doing a lot of projects such as Ordinary Women with Extraordinary Lives, which brings focus on the women around us who are following their passion and also juggling their day-to-day work. We are also doing a lot of field events, are planning a lot of field events with Teens of Gods and other NGOs with children of young age who aren't that privileged and aren't aware about their body themselves. So, and we are also in the process of arranging fundraisers for the needy in the time of pandemic, also trying to raise funds for women for menstrual products to get women to get women have access to products, because most of the people in villages or in small towns, they don't even have access to sanitary napkins or tampons, and because they do not have a conversation about it and they do not have knowledge about it, That is why it affects their health so much, because they neglect menstrual health so much. And stats have shown that lack of menstrual hygiene has resulted in lot of diseases, chronic diseases, and even long-term diseases, which could have been treated at a starting stage, when if the women were taken to gynecologists or were taught about their own body. So I just hope that with my club, I can contribute a little bit towards the society and learn from all the amazing women around me who inspire me every day. And I want to learn, achieve, and work as much as I can towards the society. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening to my story. And I hope that it inspired you to take whatever steps you can, and to never feel that you cannot contribute towards the society. It's just a small thought, or a very small act of kindness, or a very small step of recognition that counts. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Suhani. Like you mentioned, there are so many chronic illnesses associated with menstrual health and women's health in general. So things like toxic shock syndrome, these are things that we read about, what we find out about through social media, but these aren't things that are taught to us by the people around us, which is like you
Exactly.
said, gynecologists and our teachers or our parents. So it's great that you are 16 and you've realized the value of, raising your voice, speaking up against these issues. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Very inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, next I would like to call Aksa from Girl Up Pragya.
Hi Pallavi, am I audible?
Hi, yes, Aksa, you are.
Okay, so yes, hello everybody. I'm Aksa. I'm an undergraduate under the Mechanical Engineering Department at IIT Ropur, and I am the club leader for Girla Pragya. So, why I started the club is because we have constantly been seeing that there's a gap between guys and girls in STEM, especially. So, we really wanted to bridge that gap by making more girls aware of the opportunities that they have, because most girls tend to miss out and they have their own inhibitions. Also, most spaces in IITs are male dominated, as in the ratio is also like that. Like there are 17 girls for 100 boys. So it can be very overwhelming sometimes because of two reasons. Because some tend to underestimate and take girls more lightly, or they won't include them in projects because they'll have to shift their working spaces from hostels. And the other reason is this hyper attention, because there are like less number of girls. So there are some problems that are associated with that. So we really want to bridge that gap, and we want to educate more people about basic terms and more about feminism and stuff. Like many people don't know what patriarchy means, many people don't know what sexism is. So we're trying to have sessions, book discussions, documentary discussions, and we're trying to make people more aware in our community. And outside of our community also, we have talked to our professors who have been really kind and helpful to us. And we're trying to mentor 11th class girls who are planning to take up competitive exams in the future, especially PCM, like physics, maths, and chemistry, option as their optional subjects. So this and also, like initially there was like the previous leaders Manan and Suhani mentioned, even we faced a lot of flack, like why are you starting this, there's no need. In fact, some girls also themselves say that there's no need for such a club, we're all equal already, right? So I think that was really shocking for me, per se, because I didn't expect like people to come at me. I thought everybody was going to like come together and support me, but that was not the case. So anyways, there were a few people that were really supportive, like our core team, like 5 members, all of us, like, and they were my backbone, and I wouldn't probably be talking here if it wasn't for them. So they really helped me. And together we all trying to, host regular sessions and, conduct workshops and such, so that, we can take it forward. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Aksa, for sharing that. It just reminded me of this time when I was just talking to a friend who was in mechanical engineering, and he said that there are just two girls in his class, and even they're not very feminine, which I was taken aback by that because it doesn't. It's just so irrelevant, and
Yes.
like you mentioned, the hyper attention. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Yes, a woman is no man. Like many people think that in order to be an engineer, you need to be like this macho kind of a girl, like a girl who's trying hard to be a boy, but that's not the case. You can be feminine, you can embrace femininity and still be an engineer. There's nothing associated with that. So like that's a general stereotype. Yes.
Exactly. And like you mentioned that just because it was inconvenient for them to not have the projects, to work on it in their hostel, they don't want girls in their groups. That's just, I'm sorry, but that's not how you come up with great inventions and innovations. So it's a
Yes.
great step that you're taking.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to call Juera from Girl of Phoenix.
Hello, Pragya. Am I visible?
No, Juera, I think your camera isn't. Oh, yes, yes, now you are.
Yeah, okay. So, firstly, I would like to thank Girl Up Ehsas for calling us on board so that we can share our stories. And I'm truly inspired by what the previous club leaders have shared. Really, that is really brave and inspiring the way they have continued their journey. So, basically, for me, starting this club was a very personal journey because since childhood I have been involved in works like working for public communities as my parents always used to say that if you are living a life for your own self, that does not matter unless and until you bring a smile on someone else's face, because that is when you achieve true happiness, that is when you achieve true satisfaction. And since I was conditioned and I grew up in such an environment where I was always taught to keep the need of others, to always be empathetic towards others, so I just developed a kind of a view where I could see the problem in prevailing in the society. So when I joined college, I also joined the NGO Child Rights and You in my first year, and there we used to go to the slum areas, and I observed very keenly that even though the girls were very small, like hardly 5 years, 6 years, so still like they were involved in household chores, doing like filling water from the hand pumps and washing the utensils, whereas like even the small kids, boys are playing and just doing random things. So we used to go there and sometimes teach. So that is when it struck me that these girls are not even aware of the potentials and what they can achieve and what they can do. So we once we conducted a workshop kind of, and we went there and conducted a rangoli competition among those slum kids and painting competition, and we saw that the girls were so creative and they performed so beautifully that I was amazed at that. And that is when I realized that okay, I should start something of my own where impetus to girls like these could be given. And that is when I thought of being associated with Girla, because I could not think of any better platform than a platform which itself is promoting and advocating women empowerment and girl advocacy. So that is when I started my club. But we were intending to conduct a workshop with these girls and to teach them. But since it was pandemic, so we could not do that. It was a limitation. So another thing which we also focus upon is mental health issues, because right now there are more than 15 lakh children who are in need of active mental health interventions. We thought if we cannot take an action we can promote awareness, because awareness is the first step in bringing a change. So we conducted workshop with sorry webinars with Fortis Mental Health, so that to promote awareness about how we can cope up this in this pandemic, and raise awareness about what sort of mental health issues are there, and to reduce the stigma associated around therapies. And then we also did 5 and 6 days mental health challenge in October, in the mental health week. And then we also work towards promoting awareness about menstrual and reproductive health issues. So we also conducted a webinar on very untouched topic, that is PCOS, like the biological and the psychological perspectives of them. So this way we are working towards the issues of women mental health and their reproductive health, and motivating and providing a platform to women who want to build themselves, who want to grow themselves. Because the concept behind our logo, the girl of phoenix, is also the same, because phoenix is a bird which rises from the ashes. So the girls, when we face a lot of adversities, we face a lot of discrimination, but still we rise from those adversities, we rise from those difficult situations, and we fly so high, we achieve so much in our lives, that it is so symbolic of us, the phoenix bird, because of its strength, because of its resilience, because of its determination. So that is why we went with this motto and with this theme, because we all believe that girls are phoenixes, they can achieve so much. And hence this was the idea behind starting our club. So we hope that with our club, and we also promote the stories of girls who have break the barriers, and they have achieved so much in their lives. They are, in their everyday life, they are doing phenomenal work. We all are doing phenomenal work in our life, even if we think that we are doing simple work. But if we see others, we are breaking a lot of barriers. We are standing for our own rights, and we are raising awareness about it. So if we see, as it is said, that a drop makes an ocean. So we all are the drops in that ocean, who are bringing the community together, who are raising our voices towards awareness. So I think kudos to the entire community and to all the club leaders and the members who are working towards it. Yeah, that's all I would say.
Thank you so much, Joelia. I really enjoyed the story that you shared about, how you held a painting competition and you saw how creative the girls were, and it's wonderful to know that some women inspired you, and now you are inspiring other women. So it's a chain, and I hope it keeps going on. With
Definitely.
this, I would like to, yes, sorry, please go ahead.
No. I was just saying, definitely we have to continue this chain.
Yeah, very important to do that. Also, the name Phoenix, wonderfully picked. Um, so now, since we've heard from 4 different club leaders, I would like to invite them and ask a few questions. Please feel free to answer it. You can just raise your hand in case you want to answer a question. So, the first question that I would like to ask, during your journey at Girl Up and in life in general, what are the most important lessons that you've learned? Who would like to take this up? Okay, Girl of Muskurahat. Yes.
Hi. So yeah, I would like to share a few pointers here. So the most important thing I believe that I have learned in my life till now is being honest to yourself. Because I know, like, every time you just, even if you're angry at someone, you'll find that maybe they are wrong, and just, never question yourself. But somewhere deep down, we always know that what we did wrong and what was our fault. And that is something that I want to address. The thing is that we don't be honest to ourselves. We always keep on piling up the reasons that why we are doing stuff, why we are doing this, why we're doing that. But we always refuse to acknowledge it. And that is something that actually makes you sad, not acknowledging the truth. And you don't have to like say it out loud. You don't have to say, "Ki, yeah, this is something that happened and this is something that I want to address." You just have to know that this is the reason I'm feeling this way. and that is going to relieve so much of mental pressure from your head, and you'll feel so calm and relaxed after that. And the next thing is that be with yourself, because you will need it. And don't expect people to just support you, and don't expect people to be there for you. It's actually the opposite way. Expect people to not be there, because then you won't be disappointed when they don't show up, or when they don't do something that you wanted them to do. So rather, be dependent on yourself, and make sure that you know that you have to handle this situation no matter what. Be that confident, and be that perfect girl that you can do anything and you can achieve anything. And now when people actually show up for your events, or for something that you want to do, you'll feel happy. And that's a different level of happiness that you feel, the different level of relief that you feel. So that is something that I wanted to share.
Right. So, Manan, even in your introduction earlier, you spoke about how it's very important to be with yourself, and I agree. I mean, being self-reliant is something that women need to learn. So, thank you for sharing that answer with us. My next question is, how do you, as a club leader, contribute towards the welfare, in schools and colleges? So, who would like to take this up? Yeah. Okay, so Hani, yes.
Yes, hi. So basically, I think the first step as being a leader in school or college is, I think the step one should be to recognize issues. Because until and unless you start recognizing the issues, you can't actually work about it, because most of the people are oblivious to the surroundings around them. Like, just as Aksa told us that many girls think that we are already equal, there is no need to have a club or work towards it. See, we need to understand everybody's surrounding, and for that we need good observation, or at least start listening to other people's stories, or just talk to people. Just look at them. Are they okay today? Just go and ask them, how are you feeling today. So I think this is the step one that you should take. Second step as a leader that I would tell people to take is, most of the schools have some kind of a club, or some kind of already a social service club, or a SUPW club. So you can just go and talk to your school college counselor or the authorities, or you can maybe collaborate with them, so to have a wider reach within your school. Third, as a club leader, what I did was browse the internet a lot. So you can look up for organizations, like Girl Up is a very great organization. We have many more organizations like this. We have He for She campaign. We have Girls Inclusive. We have Girls Who Code, and a lot of other things. Fourth step could be, you could contact NGOs. You, because many people have connections in NGOs, or talk to other people who can help you provide a platform. You can just contribute per week, or per month. Go to them and volunteer with them. And or the easiest and step 5, I could say that you can join any online social media group, because we have Facebook groups like that, we have Instagram groups like that, where like-minded people converse about it. We have people who are planning campaigns every now and then. You can just join in the conversation. Whenever you feel like you are good to go, you can join them. So these are the steps that I took as a leader, and I would suggest other people who want to be a Girl Up Club leader or want to do anything can use these steps.
Thank you, Sohani. I am sure that these steps will be helpful. And for anyone who's watching this and they would like to be a part of Girl Up or start their own club, uh, this is something that they should keep in mind. So, like you mentioned, that digital space is very important for us to leverage, and it's become so much easier now, especially with the pandemic. More and more people are flocking towards this side of things. So, yeah, my next question is, how do you deal with criticism? Okay, Aksa,
I'll take
yes.
that. Yes.
Right.
So, how to deal with criticism? That's the question, right? So, I think Like Manan mentioned before, uh, it's important to realize that, you know, there will be criticism no matter what you do. I, on the other hand, didn't know this. Like, I thought, okay, I'm doing it for a good cause, so everybody is going to support me. But it came very unexpectedly because you don't expect it, right? Like, we're standing for good ideals like feminism and all that, and people are like, no, you can't do it. So I was really shocked in the beginning, but it's important to keep people who are who think like you, at least in the initial stages, around you, because definitely you can develop a thick skin and say, you know, their words don't affect me and that, but that only stays for some time. We're all human, right? At some point it does hurt us when, you know, people come up and say things like, you know, you can't do this, there's no need for this and stuff like that. So at least in the initial stages, it's important to have good mentors and people who think like you. At least in my opinion, maybe you could have 2 or 3 mentors and a good strong team around you, say of 4 people or 3 people. The number doesn't matter, the quality, like they should be there for themselves, like they should support and truly believe in the cause. And also talking about the other side, like boys, like when they hear about the club, they mostly think it's an all girls, and they use very like derogatory words sometimes, like feminazi, and oh, she started, you know, blabbering something, just ignore her, kind of a thing. And so I totally understand like where their hate is coming from as well, because even in IITs there are like some you know, they are thinking that we are getting this, you know, all the attention, so they are also like feeling bad and stuff. So they don't understand what criticism girls can get, so they think, you know, we're just hyping it up, like there is no criticism, but you know, they're just voicing it out, just, you know, for the sake of attention and stuff like that. So it can be really really hard, but for me self-help books have also really helped in this case. Reading about other powerful women, talking to other club leaders, like right now we're all interacting, that's one way that motivates me a lot. And you know, it belittles the criticism that I get, like one word of encouragement, or say a pat in the back by like just a professor, that means a lot more than hundreds of these, you know, comments, right? So I think it's really important. And even to the people watching, if you see anybody who's contributing to the cause and due to some reasons maybe you cannot contribute to it, just encourage them, like a word can go a long way. So that's my take on this question.
Thank you, Aksa. So, when you were speaking earlier as well during your introduction, I realized that you must have received a lot of criticism. So, you were the perfect person to answer this question, I believe. And like you said, it's very important to have a mentor, have a group of like-minded people. Like Suhani also mentioned, there are communities that you can, you know, just interact with, contribute when you feel you're comfortable with it. And yeah, a word of encouragement goes a long way. So, thank you. So now for the last question, I'd just like to ask Joeria about it. My question to you is, who is your support pillar and why are they a support pillar?
So I think it's pretty obvious that my parents are definitely my support pillars because you know, I come from a background where girls are not given that much of an impetus. So even the interesting thing over here is that my mother also got off married like at the age of 17, I guess. She did her high school and then she her like my grandparents, they were like, no, we have to marry her off. So she did not even complete her education at that time. And she came to another house. She was also merely a child. I mean, she was not even an adult by then. So she came to another house. She adjusted, and she fought for her rights. There were some issues for which she fought at the home. She like even today also there are some girls in the family who have got married off by the age of 18 or 19. So my mother was not ready for that, and there were a lot of criticisms when it came to me being so vocal and participating in so much things, and you know coming out and advocating for the rights. So a lot of criticism was faced by my a lot of criticism was given to me and my mom and my family. So she said that don't pay heed to these people, because in the future it will be nobody for you but you. Nobody is going to be in your pains. They can support you with your words, but it is you who have to go through it. So just build yourself so strong that you can stand beautifully and strongly on your own feet. And that has always been the inspiration for me, because she, being a woman who went through so much, she raised us strong women who can advocate for right of people, who can stand for our own rights. And even when I had to start this club, even when I had to do my undergraduate, I shifted from another small city to Delhi, and then also I faced a lot of criticism that why can't she study in this town, why does she have to go to another city. So both my parents, I would say, over here, they both stood by me as a shield, and they supported me that okay, go, whatever you have to do, whatever you want to do, just go with your dreams, just live with them, and support more girls like these who are in situation like this. So, and another thing which they also say to me is that what defines you is your character. It is not your money, it is not your education, but it is just your character. So build a character so strong and so beautiful that people can relate to you, they can trust you. So that is the foremost thing which you need to build. And I think that has stayed with me and will stay with me lifelong. And one last thing which my mother says, and I want to share with you all, is that she says that make your each day beautiful, make your present beautiful, because that is what is going to be your past. So that when you look back at it, it is going to be beautiful. You will be proud of it. So just live each day making a difference for yourself and for the society, and then just your life will come along. And I think that has been my inspiration, and that will continue to be my inspiration. My parents, I think they are my biggest supporter. So yeah, this was for them.
Okay, that was great to know. Give our regards to your mother, because she has really been an advocate and taught you the right things. Taught you how to fight for your rights. So that's wonderful. That's an A plus on parenting. And I feel like as kids we learn a lot from our parents. So it's important to instill those kind of values, to set an example, to show them that there are no limitations. You are free to fight for your rights if that's what's required. And I think after speaking to you all the four stories, all the four answers, I realized that there is a common theme of facing criticism and not stopping at that, just taking the help of a mentor or of your parents, of your supports network, and just fighting it. So that's great. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you so much for being here and answering all these questions. I hope you have a nice evening. We'll move to the second group of club leaders. Unless you all have something to share. Any last thoughts? Okay, all right. So for the second group, I would like to invite Girl Up Naz, Girl Up Union, Jazbat Foundation, and Girl Up Jasba. Can we have the group leaders of these four clubs come here and share their experiences with us? First, I would like to invite Sargam from Girl Up Naz.
Am I audible?
Hi, Sargam.
Hello. Hi everyone. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Sargam Agnihotri, and I'm the Vice President of Girl Up NAS. I'm in my last year of psychology honors, and I'm delighted to be a part of such a great initiative organized by Girl Up SAS. Well, coming to my club, we are a team of 36 empowered women, 21 consisting of the executive committee, and the rest as volunteers. We have successfully organized 22 fundraisers consisting of a virtual art exhibition called Portrait of Resistance, where we empowered our local artists and we successfully reached our goal of 30,000 rupees. And the proceeds directly went to the UN fundraiser page. And the campaign was for the campaign was Girl Up Against Violence, which was basically initiated to combat the prevalent issue of physical violence against our women in the country. This was about the first fundraiser we did. The second fundraiser was called Rhythm to Recovery. It was a virtual benefit concert, and the proceedings directly went to the breast cancer clinic in IRCH AIMS. And so we had a lineup of indie artists, and through their help, we raised 50,000 rupees. And with that amount, we supported 2 breast cancer patients in AIMS by providing them one of the most expensive drugs of their anti-cancer regime, whole treatment, in the form of injections. And we gave it to them personally. And so following the theme of breast cancer awareness, our club also organized a live session on breast cancer. It was on our Instagram page, and it was in collaboration with Dr. Samir Kaul, I'm sorry. He's a senior consultant and oncologist at Apollo Hospital. And the whole live session was to promote and work towards the advancing breast cancer awareness in India, to spread awareness. And apart from the fundraisers and everything, we have initiated few more campaigns for awareness. It consisted of our very first event called Express Verse. It was our first event. It was a virtual interactive session on art therapy. It was in collaboration with Fortis Hospital, and we had an overwhelming response of more than 300 registrations. So we believe that we did a good job there. And following the theme of World Rural Women Day in October 2020, our club organized a panel discussion on the rape culture that exists in our country. It was very famous because of the Hathras case. So we all thought that it would be a nice topic to talk about. And with the help of our esteemed panelist, we took the onus on taking this really sensitive yet very important conversation forward. So yeah, I guess that's a brief on what we have achieved till now, our group. And I would just like to talk a little about myself and why I initiated this club, and why what was the reasons behind the foundation of Girl Up Nas. So, as a woman living in a very, very patriarchal society, where I'm sure everyone here, like everybody around in this panel, we all have our stories. And I also have a story. I was also a victim of prejudice and inequality, which basically led me to initiate Girl Up Nas. I just wanted to create a safe place where talented women can empower, inspire, and support each other. And I feel like a personal touch, or like a personal factor towards this initiation of the club, was the fact that I identify as a bisexual cis women to be specific. And I've had my share of prejudice and discrimination because of who I am. And I would like to quote my favorite designer, Coco Chanel. He said that a girl should be 2 things: who she is and who she wants to be, nothing else. So I really believe in that quote. And through my club, I want to spread the same spirit of pride we all get when we truly express ourselves, regardless of if we fit in or not, what is whatever, like whatever the society wants from us, regardless of that. And I also believe that when women support each other, incredible things happen, not just to us but to the entire world. So that's a little what I had to say.
Thank you so much, Sargam, for sharing your personal journey as well as all the milestones that you have achieved as the club leader of Girl Up Nas. It was great to know, a brief summary of what you have been doing and how it has been impacting the society. So,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really like that. You said that you spoke about prejudice and how that has an effect on us. And it's great that you're creating a safe space for women to just be themselves, like the Coco
That,
Chanel quote.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to call Ishita from Girl of Union.
So, hello everyone, myself Ishita Gupta, and I'm the founding president of Girl of Union, which is a Girl of Campus Club based in Maharaja Surajpal Institute, IP University, Delhi. So, I'm currently a second year college student pursuing BBA specialized in banking insurance. So, and I'm the kind of person who is always open to new challenging opportunities that would contribute to my overall growth. So, our club, so the Girl of Union just got registered on 1st March this year. So our club is very new, and our very first, webinar is scheduled to be conducted on Earth Day, that is 22nd April. We will soon upload the post, probably tomorrow. It is currently in progress. So like I would like to share my experience with Girl Up. So I got to know about Girl Up previous year, in 2020, and I was like really excited when I came to know about it. So I was like, I have to be a part of this Girl Up. So I was always on the lookout on Instagram profiles of various Girl Up clubs, and kept on searching for any club whose recruitment is like open so that I can join, whose applications are open. So one day I saw that Girl Up Edu Plus is, their registrations are open. So I joined it in November last year. So I was in the content department, and then being in the Girl Up club, being in Girl Up Edu Plus, I was like, I also want to start a new Girl Up club by my own. So I was like, yeah, I should. So I came up with this idea, and I shared it with my teacher, with my class coordinator at that time, and she was like, yes, go ahead, and I created a proposal to I wanted to make it as a society of a college. So she said yes, just give us the proposal, and I created the proposal, and I named it as Girl Up Union. So, like, union is referred to as an act of being united. So, with this, I'm trying to convey that in order to advance gender equality, all genders need to unite and work dedicatedly in favor of it. So our vision of Goal of Union is that we envision a future where all genders are perceived to be equal in the eyes of the beholder. So, and we wish to contribute to such a future through the means of awareness campaigns, advocacy, and education. Like, we want to create a world in which ancient stereotypes are not sown into the innocent minds of the young generation, uh, which was specifically created to confine the specific genders from unleashing and enjoying their true identity. And yeah, the path to complete gender equality is way too distant, but it is possible and worth it. And we would keep on advocating for human rights to try to make a difference in this huge world. And also, we want everyone to understand that none of us are equal until all of us are equal. So, and yes, so, and I'm a hardcore feminist, but feminist has been the true meaning of feminist has been misinterpreted for so many years. So it's just high time that yeah. So basically, people just they are confused in the meaning of in the difference among equity, gender equality, and women's empowerment. When I wanted to start this society, I was like it as a society of my college. So it was a very time consuming process. Like it took it took 2 months, I think, to form this society, to get the approval from the director ma'am. So first of all, I didn't know that there is Women Development Center already in my college. So because women empowerment is only the mutual thing that our club and WDC focus on. So, but our scope is much wider. We are not only talking about women empowerment, but we are talking about, we are going to focus on all the genders and yeah, all the genders and empower all of them, and also other human rights. Gender equality is always on the priority because it comes on the top of human rights issues. So, and like people are always confused, like what is gender equality, gender equity, and women empowerment. So, like gender equity is the fairness and like fairness of treatment for all genders according to their respective needs, because equity leads to equality, and gender equality, it requires equal enjoyment by all of the genders, equal opportunities, equal resources and rewards, and therefore a critical aspect, I would say, of promoting gender equality is the empowerment of women, with a focus on identifying power imbalances and giving women more autonomy to manage their own lives. And so, like, I wanted, so then I just got the approval for the society, and I was like, because I was also having some second thoughts that what if the society does not get approved, and all these kind of thoughts that were trying to back me up. But I was like, no, because I thought that you regret the most for the things that you did not even try to do than the things that you did do. Okay, so I would like to conclude with this by advising that if you really want something, then don't stop for anything or anyone until you get it. And because only you have the power to design the life that you truly desire of. So with that, I would like to end my speech here. And thank you thank you, Girl of SRs, for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Ishita. Good to know that you practice what you preach because, like you mentioned in your journey, you have been unstoppable, from looking at registration forms to being a part of somebody else's club to starting your own club. That's great. Congratulations on finally getting it approved. And yeah, thank you for explaining the difference between gender equality, equity. Like you said, that feminism these days it's just become a term that a lot of people don't want to associate it themselves with because it has been misrepresented and misinterpreted in so many ways that now people are shying away from calling themselves feminists. What they don't realize is that it's more than just rights for women. It's about equal rights for all genders. So
Exactly.
thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Arpita from Jasbaat Foundation.
Hi, good evening. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank Girl Up Ehsas for conducting this assembly because I think that we as Girl Up leaders or different project heads, we are sort of working in different spaces and different environments, and we hardly get to know what is the other side of the society feeling and what are the different Girl Up club leaders are sort of going through, or maybe I mean, what are the actions they are taking. So I think this something like this really helps us to come together and know our stories. So first of all, to introduce myself, I'm Arpita Chaudhary. I'm a Girl Up regional leader. I've recently completed 1 year with Girl Up community. And apart from that, I am also the founder of Jasbaat Foundation. So I'm presently pursuing my English honors degree from Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi University. So, to talk about my journey, I would like to sort of take you through me being a person who had no idea about how to work with the larger community, to me being a person who now knows to a certain extent how to sort of contribute towards the society. So basically, immediately after my school was over, my boards were over, I sort of feel, I feel thankful that I got these opportunities to work in different NGOs, in different organizations. I started visiting a particular NGO to teach students on the weekends. So basically, through this process, I sort of it was sort of an introduction to this world of voluntary work and to this world of people who sort of want to contribute towards the society. So this is sort of gave me an idea that how we as a youth of the society can contribute and how we can make a difference. And so basically, this was something that was happening continuously and simultaneously. And then when I entered LSR, I sort of saw so many different women uh, taking action, being the leaders of their own clubs, running their own NGOs, projects, and taking forward whatever they believe and putting forth their opinion. So I think that environment during my first year, that environment really, really encouraged me to sort of enhance my abilities to put forth my opinion or to basically take action on my own and be responsible for it. So basically, just to go back a little bit, so in our school, we were sort of given an environment where every one of us was encouraged to take action. We were encouraged to participate in a lot of different things, whether it's debate, whether it's dancing, singing, sports, or anything. Right, so we were encouraged to participate in everything, and we were also encouraged to be, uh, I mean, multitaskers, right? So from there only, I sort of feel that I got this sort of trait in myself, that I developed that of multitasking and how to handle different things at a single point of time, and how to also not lose your own mental peace. Right. So this was something which I sort of learned from my school. And then when I entered college, when I entered Lady Shri Ram College, I sort of understood that my abilities are just accentuated, right? Because of that environment. Because in college you get a little more freedom, a little more sort of an open environment where you are maybe given the chance to choose. You're given the chance to sort of see what is happening, or even not do anything and sit back and see, and decide for yourself. So this is something which I sort of learned in my college, in the very first few months of my college. So then in 2019, at the age of 18, I started my NGO, that is Jazbaat Foundation. So it is a Delhi-based project which is aiming to uplift the underprivileged students in our society. So presently, we are working with 5 students from tribal community to sort of ensure that they can pursue their education, they can pursue their dreams, and achieve whatever they want to achieve in their life. So basically, presently we are running a campaign called #Education for All, which sort of looks at inclusive education. So given the pandemic situation, so I feel that pandemic for me, I know that it has been a very, very difficult situation for a lot of different people, right? But what I also understood is that this was a period for me. Very, very luckily, I feel very fortunate about it, that very luckily I got a lot of different opportunities to contribute towards the society, to help people who are facing difficulties during this very, 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 very difficult situation, this pandemic situation that we are going through right now. So what I saw was that while I was running this Bharat Foundation, I came across Girl Up. And to be honest, I had no idea what Girl Up was. But then during the lockdown phase, because Girl Up as an organization also came online, right? So I started, coming across these posts, these Instagram stories, and I saw people, they were joining Girl Up, and I was very curious about it, and I wanted to know what Girl Up is. Then I went to their official website, I sort of read about Girl Up, then I saw the different opportunities that we can take up. And then I decided that I want to be, since I was already running Jazbaat Foundation, so I took a decision that I want to be a regional leader, so that as an individual I can work in different spaces, I can work on different issues and contribute as an individual contributor. right? So that is how I became Girl Up regional leader. And then during the same time only, during the uh, lockdown phase, I came across United Nations volunteers. So basically, I joined them, and under their COVID-19 campaign, which was a nationwide campaign they ran, and I joined them as a VForce volunteer. And during while working with UNV, I understood that there are so many different ways to help people during the pandemic phase. It's not only even if you like, a lot of us don't have the facility, or maybe did not have that facility to go outside, or maybe go outside on the roads and distribute food packages, or maybe help people in admitting to hospitals and stuff like that. So not all of us can do it on ground, right? But then UNV actually taught us that there are a lot of different ways. I mean, someone from this assembly only talked about the idea of mental health, right? So while I am not a professional, I am not someone who can give you professional advice, but there are also different ways of sort of uh, keeping up that positivity, whether it's doing yoga, whether it's listening to some good music, whether it's also like spending time with family. These are very, very small things that we all did during the lockdown, right? And it was very, very evident on our social media, right? But I think these are different ways through which we can contribute towards the society. So I mean, talking about Girl Up and my journey, I sort of feel that Girl Up, Jazbaat Foundation, and UNV came together it, during the same time in my life, and they exposed me towards this environment of social work, towards this environment of helping other people, right? And therefore I would like to thank all these three organizations for, I mean, giving me that space to contribute. Now, talking particularly about Girl Up, I basically started being the Girl Up regional leader last year. And then during the first few months, I just took time. I was not like on a go, like I have to conduct activities and I have to do something. I took some time and I educated myself first about what are the different issues that we can deal with. I started looking up to different Girl Up organizations who have been already working. Right. So I started watching their work, I started following their work, and to sort of identify these sort of issues that we can work on. Right. And then towards the latter half of 2020, I sort of decided to work on sustainable menstruation and menstrual hygiene. So we see that during the lockdown period, it has been sort of under the report of UN Women, it was out that a lot of women have been pushed into deeper poverty. They have been forced to drop out from schools and colleges, and also they don't have those resources to maintain their own menstrual hygiene. So I thought that that was very, very important. And during that time, very few people were talking about this issue. So I thought that I, as an individual leader, can take up this topic. And then I created my own module, a presentation module. And then what I did was that I started contacting different NGOs, different Girl Up clubs from all across India to, to just give me an opportunity to, have this presentation. I was not sure, how much impact I can create, because I was not in a position that I can go out and distribute pads or maybe contact people and, do this entire sort of campaign. So I thought that I don't know how in this very exclusive space, which is the online space, how can I contribute? But then slowly and slowly, a lot of different NGOs started accepting my proposal, and a lot of different Girl Up clubs sort of invited me. And then slowly and slowly, I saw that people are recognizing this topic. Slowly and slowly, I saw that people, the number of participants in my one single session started increasing. So I sort of felt that yes, I'm able to make some sort of contribution, and that was something I did. And then after that, that was something I did for the entire latter half of 2020. And after that, now I have also started taking sessions on leadership, on women leadership especially. And so I also, feel fortunate enough that I was recently in 2020, I was invited to speak at the Future Girls Summit, organized in Uzbekistan. It was a virtual summit, but I was invited to represent India and talk about the menstrual period poverty and the menstrual hygiene conditions in India. So I feel that when I went to that platform, and when I sort of got the opportunity to meet so many different women from all across the world, I got to know that it's not only about India. So there is a stereotypical notion that it happens only in India, that we have these taboos, these stigmas around menstruation. But then when I talked to those girls, and they also told me that we have these stigmas in our country as well. We have these problems in our country as well. So then I thought that yes, this was a very very great impact that I created. Right. So yeah. So this is how I am trying to sort of go about it, and this is how I'm trying to sort of uh, just at a very small level trying to create an impact. Yeah.
Thank you for that detailed experience, Arpita. It's really good to know how you have been working as a Girl Up regional leader, and not just with Girl Up, but other organizations as well. So, um, the hashtag that you said, Education for All, that would be a campaign that I think all of us can probably contribute to, and we should definitely check it out. Among the other initiatives, of course, like menstrual health, and knowing that these stereotypes are not just something that's very Indian, but these are problems that are faced by women all over the world. So, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Next, I
Thank
would like to invite, yeah, thank you. Next, I would like to invite Nandini from Girl of Jasba.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. This is actually my first panel discussion, so I'm really excited. Thank you, Girl of Ehsas, for the opportunity. Right. So, my name is Nandini, which means happiness, and in the last couple of years, that is what I've been trying to spread. I am 21 years old, and yes, I graduated under the lockdown. And from the looks of it, I think this year's batch will too. Um, about me, I am the vice president of Girl Up Jazba, and we are a team of enthusiasts who came together um from across India, and we had a common motive to harness women with the required skill to do whatever they want to do. So, speaking about Jazba, it means a thought prompted by passion, and rightly so. We have worked on numerous projects in the last year to kind of make that happen. I'll just talk about our work quickly because that really is what defines us. We started our first campaign, which was called as Log Kya Kahenge. It was an aim to call out the rape culture of India. This was only the beginning for us, as we did various other campaigns on toxic masculinity, cyberbullying, body positivity, and mental health. The highlight among these events was when the beautiful and talented Nilakshi, who is a plus size model on and blogger, kind of took over our Instagram account for a day and kind of walked us through what she goes through, what is her routine like, how does she deal with hate, and all those really nice things. This was actually followed by our first short-term project, which was called as Project Zamir, where we empowered and helped small women entrepreneurs to build their online presence in lieu of the pandemic. And it was a great, great success. We spoke to a lot of talented women, and I personally headed that project. So I'm really, really proud of how it turned out to be. Further talking about our educational projects, we started on the evolution and the history of feminism. Uh, we did campaigns on important topics like PCOD, PCOS, sex education, and we are still going on about these projects. I have a wonderful team of over 40 members, and I am so proud of them that they managed to pull off an entire society in the course of a global pandemic. We all rose above the crisis, and not just Girl Up Jazba, but all of the Girl Ups. They made so much of difference, and it just says so much about that, about how we do not really need to be physically present to make a difference. I'm sure we all have testimonials to the kind of impact that we have created, and this event in itself, Prerna, is a proof of that. So it's great to be here. And before I just end my session, I just want to say to all of you that the fact that we all have problems is a fact, but we all are dealing with them in our own ways and still trying to make a change and empower women and help them in our ways. And that is, I think, is the true spirit of feminism. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nandini, for sharing your experience with us. And well, it's exciting for us too, since this is your first time, this is your first panel discussion, and I think you did very well. So I'll just quickly invite the other club leaders for a round of Q&A. I would like to invite Girl Up Naz and Girl Up Union and Jazbat Foundation, and we already have Girl Up Jazba here. So the first question is, how does one make their personality more inspiring?
Can I answer?
You can just raise your hand. Yes, sure. Yeah, go ahead, Sagar.
Am I audible? Okay, I am okay. So, speaking on how we can make our personality more inspiring, I feel like the best way I can answer this question is by telling you the kinds of people I've had in my life that have inspired me. So, I've had my set of people who believed in me and, saw the potential in me when I couldn't. They have inspired me a lot. And there were also certain people that, they pointed out certain possibilities. For example, Girl of Nas as well, where I didn't even consider like I could do something or I could be a part of, of such an initiative or in general in life. I couldn't consider and I didn't even think of it. And they were the one to point it out to me. And I feel like apart from that, I remember like a line from this sitcom. It's called Mom. I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's a line in it. The protagonist says, "Pain makes people interesting," and I really believe in in that line. Pain really makes us interesting. It's our struggles. What I'm trying to say is that your take on struggles and your hardships that you have experienced or you may experience later on in your life I feel like is the key element on how inspiring your personality can be. And I feel like I believe that the ability to have the courage of being truly yourself, regardless of what people expect from you, regardless of any boundaries, is what makes you interesting and I feel like unique. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I like the line that you said about how pain makes you interesting, but
Yeah.
not in a sadistic or masochistic
No,
way.
no,
But
definitely
just
not.
the fact that, yeah, just the fact that your challenges are an important journey, an important part of your journey, which is what makes it more interesting. It's always good to learn from each other's struggles, definitely.
Definitely.
Another question, a question from the last round for this one too. What are some lessons that you've learned in your life? Yes, Nandini.
Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, so I think first and foremost is be curious, ask. You'll be surprised that by the amount of people who have the same question that you have in your mind, but you feel so dumb to ask that question, or better yet, that person didn't even think of that question. You did. So that means you're creative or you're dumb. Either way, it's fine because A, you'll get an answer to your query, and B, you might learn something. Um, Talking about my own experience in this thing, I was a very shy and timid kid. Imagine Naina from Ye Jawani, just uglier and not that smart. I was that kid, and it took me my school life and all the better part of my college life to kind of raise my hand for the first time and volunteer for a social project in my college, which then led me to intern, volunteer, work, and do so many things, which is what led me to now work in a social enterprise where I'm helping nonprofits get fundraising and volunteers through corporates. So if I hadn't raised my hand back then, I wouldn't have been making the difference that I am nonprofits globally now. So that's my biggest life lesson. There's another small one, which is there'll be times where you will be lonely, and only your belief that you can do something will take you ahead. You might not have friends, especially if you're in college. Your friends might leave you. Your family might not understand you. You might underestimate yourself. And you always say that, why don't people understand me, wala cheese? And that is okay, because you know your potential and you know what you can do. So either you will fail miserably or you will succeed. And as optimist as we are, I'd like to say that just keep trying and it'll happen. So yeah, my two major life lessons. Thanks.
Okay, that's great. I think that life lessons, irrespective of size, whether big or small, they're life lessons. So it's something to look at. Also, you said that you're probably uglier than Anna. I just think that's a societal perception of what beauty is and how it should be. So I would have to disagree with you on that. The next question is, how do you grow as a leader? Who would like to take
May
this
I?
up? Yes, Ishita, go ahead.
Okay, so like what I believe is that leadership is not about bossing people around, but it is a practice of providing people with a safe and inclusive space so that they can openly share their valuable ideas with everyone. So a leader should be always committed to ensure that all the team members are being treated fairly. They should feel a sense of belonging and they have access to the adequate resources they require to achieve their full potential. And so an individual can grow as a leader by expanding their skills and knowledge and learning through their past experiences, challenging and getting out of their comfort zone, which is very important, and focusing on the future but still being in present today. Because growing leaders should know that the present is the foundation of the future, and also they need to also embrace their failure, because all of us fall at some point of time, and it's just getting up again that counts. So yeah.
Right. So I think that's another characteristic of all the leaders here in the panel, that you need to have the inner strength to get back up after you fall. So thank you for sharing that with us. My last question is for Arpita. What can we do as women to empower other women and help them attain their, higher goals?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So while I'm not an expert to give you like concrete measures, but I can just tell you about whatever I think can be done. So first of all, we have heard this phrase very often that sky is the limit, right? So I sort of feel that as per the leaders that I follow, I feel that it's not a limit, and I think it's time that we should, I mean, change or modify this phrase, because it's not a limit. Because when you're saying kai, so that's also a certain kind of a limit. On the other hand, I want to also say that it's not important to for you to go on these very big platforms and then start recognizing or maybe start empowering people. I think all of us who are here in this assembly, I think all of us to a certain extent are empowering women, are sort of giving women the space, that kind of an environment where they have the freedom to express themselves, their desires, their opinions. And I think acknowledging that fact is the very, very important and the most, I think the basic thing that we can do to empower women. Because I feel that not all of us can, I mean, very, very in a very sort of a big way contribute or maybe support. But the fact that when someone is working, when someone is sort of doing something different or maybe trying to make a small change in the society, if we as just spectators can just support that person, right? Like irrespective of their gender, if you can just support them, we can just say that yes, you're doing great, right? And yes, I mean, you are doing a great job and we support you. I think that is something which is the most basic thing we can do And I think that in the present times, in this online sort of era, it plays a very, very important role. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Arpita. I'm sure that your experience as a regional leader would have taught you all of this. So thank you for sharing that with us. And with that, we come to the end of this question and answer round. Thank you, Sargam, Nandini, Ishita, and Arpita for your wonderful answers. I would now like to invite Monalika from Girl Up Ehsas, Ankita from Girl Up Alpha, Ananya from Girl Up Shivnada University, and Ishwarya from Girl Up She United. Can I first have Monalika from Girl Up Ehsas?
Hi Pallavi, am I audible?
Hi, Monalika. Yes, you are.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. So, hey everyone, I'm Monalika, a strong willed and eager to learn person who's always in search of new opportunities to grow in every sphere of my life. I'm a people person. I like to interact and make people comfortable in my presence. And that's the reason why I love being in communities. The different communities in which I am involved include Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, Girls Group Foundation, Girl Up Ehsas, the Education Tree, and IEEE. Being passionate about my work, I try to give my best in all I do. I love to take lead and to help others in all possible ways I can. And besides communication, I'm also interested in marketing, creativity, and everything that involves helping each other. I believe in finding creative and efficient solutions to problems. I'm also a web development and social media enthusiast. So, in my whole life, I've always believed in the quote, don't wait for things to happen, just make them happen. And recently, I got involved in Girl Up SRs in the month of March as a public relations manager. And just within 1 month of its beginning, Girl Up SRs began impacting the people around and encouraging an environment where girls are given equal opportunities. As we all believe that when girls rise, we all rise. Girl Up envisions a world where every girl can reach her full potential, a world where girls lead the way to bigger dreams and happier days, healthier communities, and stronger nations. A world where girls are empowered and our future is brighter because of it. We organize various discussions among our members and volunteers to guide them and help them to our level best. We even arrange for one-to-one sessions with professionals to get a guiding path so that we all can take inspirations and excel in all our domains. Talking about Prerna, the experience of the last 3 days was full of learning and getting inspiration from all the brilliant souls who came and shared with us their journey. Listening to each one of you and all of them was worth a while. Our aim while organizing Prerna was to bring together girls around India, irrespective of their field of study or interest, and to lit the fire that is getting dimmer day by day. It was to encourage people and ourselves that we are no less than anyone, that we can achieve anything we want in any field we choose. We gathered female personalities who have achieved milestones in their path to encourage each one of us and tell us about their obstructions that they faced in their path and to guide us on how to win over these problems and come forward as great leaders. And I strongly believe that we succeeded in our goal to inspire you budding souls. Am I right or wrong? I hope you all enjoyed that Prerna event in the last 3 days, including today. Now, I would like to talk about the problems which I face being a girl. I believe most of the girls present here would have felt the same, at least for once in their life. I am from a technical background, and what I observed is lack of gender equality balance is a major obstacle that pushes women at tech to enact like a minion to their male coordinates. There is a huge gender gap between men and women in the STEM fields. This gap manifests itself through various aspects, including employment opportunities, wages, leadership opportunities, perception at the workplace, and so on. Even in my college, even most of you have faced the same thing. Like even Aksa said that there are just about 10 girls out of a class of 70 students, and I myself face this challenge of being the only girl at times in a number of discussions. You know that insecure feeling of not fitting in the main dominant IT sector, that is quite unfair, no? According to the Reva IT, as of 2018, women held only 25% of all the jobs in the tech industry. despite women making up almost half of the total workforce. That's so unfair because governments are trying all over the world to encourage more women in the tech industry. But most of the time, girls are not aware of this. Even if we are aware, we feel we won't be succeeded, we won't be taken in, we won't be given that scholarship, and so on. And if we analyze the problem at the basic level, at the grassroots level, women do not take engineering as a career, even after the class 12th, even if they feel that they are interested in this domain, because of the stereotypical reality that the tech industry is a male dominated one. Also, family members consider that women have to manage their families, and balancing their work life with personal life becomes tough after getting into a 9 to 9 job. Another challenge which I faced was the feeling of getting burdened on my family. Like I'm from a nuclear family and I have two siblings more who are younger than me. So I sometimes feel that burden that my parents have to take up the burden of my education and then their education. And does this, this resist me from not taking up a number of things because of the financial conditions. But to overcome all these issues and to balance the problems, I just try to explore as much as I can. And you won't believe I am a person who just jumps into any opportunity that comes my way and try to learn and take away some amazing enlightenments from everyone I meet. And that's the same what I did today in this panel discussion. And it was really lovely hearing you all, your journey of how you face the problems and how you got encouraged. And even for me, my only motivation is to become a better person day by day and help others in the journey too. And I guess we all should have that spirit. I just believe in the quote, nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. So just try to explore and apply for every opportunity that comes your way. Don't even think about your selection or rejection. Don't even think if you are prepared enough or will you be able to do it. Trust me, you will never feel prepared enough. You will always lack that confidence. So if you're not losing anything, just go for it and try your level best. You might achieve, then what's the problem in gaining? So let's do our best and just give our best in everything we do so that we get good results. Never even care about the results. If you are hardworking, you're doing your best, you will get what you want. And once again, thank you so much for giving me a chance to share my thoughts. And it was lovely listening to each one of you and your stories. Thank you so much, Pallavi, for listening to me and calling me here on this panelist.
Thank you so much, Monalika, for sharing that with all of us. And thank you to Girl Up Ehsaas for conducting this event, Reena. Like you said, that a lot of people would have been inspired in the past 3 days. I'm sure that's true, and I hope that you get a lot of positive feedback, which encourages you to conduct more of these events. So,
Right.
moving
And
forward,
it was possible all because of your enthusiasm and interest you all people took.
all right, thank you, Monalika. Next, I would like to invite Ankita from Girl of Alpha.
Hi, Pallavi. Am I audible?
Yes, Ankita, you are.
Okay, hi. Hello, everybody. My name is Ankita, and I am the Public Relations Officer of Girl Up Alpha. First of all, I would like to congratulate Girl Up Ehsaas for pulling an event of this amount. I firsthand understand how much strength and courage it takes to pull something like this, and I think Girl Up Ehsaas has done it so commendably, and it's like I understand how difficult it is to have so many big names on your panel day after day. I have been following this um, event for the past 3 days, and to pull something like this takes a lot of strength. And I would like to congratulate them and also thank them for letting all of us be a part of it. Um Next, coming to something about me, I am a finance graduate and I'm preparing for my master's right now while doing other things. Even though I am from accounting and finance background, I incline towards law because law kind of gives me a lot of power. I feel law, if I know what are my rights and if I know what benefits I could get, I would feel more empowered. And believe it or not, this is somewhat the reason for me to join Girl Up Alpha. Girl Up Alpha is a stage where you have the power, where you have the opportunity to help other people, people who are not as equally benefited as you are, because like we've all heard, like I've heard all of y'all speak, all the past like leaders speak right now. We all have joined Girl Up or started Girl Up, our own club, because we wanted an opportunity. We wanted to give somebody something that we did not have, or something that we had and we wanted to share it ahead. So basically, Girl Up Alpha is the same thing. Girl Up Alpha is a stage where I have got the opportunity to meet my like-minded people and work with them and to bring about change. Girl Up Alpha's objective or motto is to recognize the change, and I believe that no matter what you do, no matter how much you try, you cannot change. You cannot stop change. Change is the only constant in this world. So, and I'm for one counting on it, because in this world, because the current situation, we do need change, and for the positive side, I think. And that is what Girl Up Alpha has done for me. We have conducted many events. We have conducted events like Queer as Book. Basically, it was an event where we got people who do not identify as straight, as queer, or as gay, or as lesbian, or basically people from LGBTQ community, to come on our platform and speak about the problems that they face. We also had an event, stereotypical breaking the stereotype event, by the name Lion Princess, Lion Princess, Prince, Lion Princess, and Prince Cinderella. So that was an event, and then we talked about mental health on our event of Mindful. So we've had a lot of events like this, and I would like to continue doing stuff like that by being a part of this club. That's all.
Thank you, Ankita. So, your enthusiasm and your experiences, I'm sure it would encourage other people to start their club as well. And like you mentioned, that this provides a platform for many communities to come together and voice their opinions. So, a lot of marginalized groups like the LGBTQ plus community, they get a chance to, share their experiences, and that's amazing. So, yeah. Hope to see more of such events. Okay, next I would like to invite Ananya from Girl Up Shiv Nadar University.
Hi everyone.
Hi Ananya.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for having me here. And I just want to say that Girl Up is such a wholesome place to be at. Even now, 11 speakers have already spoken, 10 of them. And everyone is so positive about society, about everything, about the change they want to make. And I'm here to do the same. So hi, I'm Ananya Jayal. I'm currently the freshman coordinator for Girl Up Shiv Nadar University. I'm a first year electronics and communications major. My journey with Girl Up started back in high school when I was in Morocco, a new country, and Girl Up Tangier was the first ever Girl Up club in North of Africa. And that brought me so close to the society, the culture, because we would go out there, interact with people, and just seeing that smile on their face gave you all the, it would take all your pain away. It would just make you feel so happy that, oh, you are so grateful that you could bring a smile on someone else's face. So that's how my journey with Girl Up started. And I was always so attached with the club for the same reason, because more than giving to the society, I felt like it gave to me as a person. I grew as a person, my personality, my characteristics, my persona, how I viewed the world changed everything because of how much, even though society has its own flaws and everything, it still gave so much to me that I was like, okay, Ananya, this is something you have to do. This is something you want to be a part of to, have the process. Like you give to the society gives it back to you. I mean, the social well-being, for it to be exact. And then Girl Up SNU, when I first joined SNU, I went on their website and I looked for clubs and I saw Girl Up SNU there. I was really happy. I joined the club. The club was already established when I joined. We are 1 year old. I mean, we're gonna turn 1 year old on July 10th, but still, yeah. And Girl Up SNU is all about activism, awareness, spreading awareness. You know, usually people misunderstand Girl Up as a feminist club or a club that only works for women empowerment, but we try to break out this image. And Girl Up is all about equality. It's about bringing both, like, everyone on the same level, so that everyone has the same opportunities, the same rights, the same everything, so we all can go out there and explore. Yes, we do focus on women empowerment because that's something that we need to work on to bring us to that level of equality. We have done climate change, like, talked about climate change, politics of the country, migration of workers, and whatnot. So yeah, I would honestly like to thank Girl of Ehsas and Gunjan for roping us all in and giving us this opportunity to share about our love for Girl Up. And yeah, thank you.
So much. Thank you, Ananya. Well, that was a very crisp introduction to what is it that you do and who you are, the kind of difference that you've been making. So that's wonderful to know that you're a freshman and you're already working on so many different things. Congratulations. Next, I would like to invite Ishwarya from Girl Up United.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to thank Girl of SAS for creating up this wonderful event and giving us a chance to share whatever we think with people watching this. And since we are already running out of time, I would like to keep it as short as possible. So first of all, about myself, I'm Aishwarya and I'm from Tamil Nadu. I represent Girl Up She United today. So Girl Up She United is not a school level club or community level club. We have members from like all over India, and 2 or 3 months back, we also had people from other countries being a part of this club. So this whole journey of me with this Girl Up has been so amazing because I was just not involved in these kind of stuff when I entered college. I was just idle when I was in first and second year. Right now I'm in third year of my college. And as time went and when this pandemic happened, I was so bored, and that's when I signed up and became a member of this club. And every time we do an event, like let it be a live or even the some kind of contest, the research we do for that event made us learn a lot. The whole perception of me seeing the society changed when I joined these kind of clubs. Like, for example, if you want to say, every time when it is Diwali, I get so much excited, bursting crackers and all. But this year just made me think, why to pollute the environment and all that. So what we did is we just started planting trees on that day. So things like this happened only because I joined clubs like Girl Up, and I just don't want to go deep into what kind of struggles we face and all the challenges we overcome to be a successful person in the society, because all these inspiring women throughout the session have been talking about it. All I wanted to say is that at every part of our life, something hits us, like we will be exposed to various kinds of challenges, and the life throws stones at you at every phases. All I wanted to say is that just stay calm and face it. Anyhow, you have to go along, and ultimately we need to try. That is what matters. Just don't quit and keep trying always. And talking about Girl Up is such an amazing platform. If I want to say, like, there are numerous Girl Up clubs, and all of them are striving their best to do something to the society, and they give back a lot to the people around them. I definitely encourage all the people watching this to be a part of Girl Up if they are not it, and it will definitely change your life and give a meaning to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishwarya. It's great to know that you have hold Girl Up in such high regards, and well, all of us should strive to be a part of such clubs that are working towards important issues like gender equality and just women's health, or I don't know, there's so many human rights issues that are going on right now that we should be focusing on. So it's wonderful to see young women picking these up and working towards them. With that, I would just like to invite, Girl Up Ehsaas, Girl Up SNU, Girl Up Alpha, and Girl Up She United for their question answer round. And as you all know, you can just raise your hand in case you want to answer a particular question. I'll start with the first one. So my question is, how can somebody explore their options at a school or college level?
Yeah. I would like to take that question up. Yeah,
Sure.
even just when I spoke a little while, I was talking about just going into the opportunities and trying in each and every one for the school students, especially. Like I would say, get involved in more and more competitions, get involved and get in interaction with the teachers. Even if you are attending a session or a webinar, just be responsive enough. You just, be commentator and interact with the person you are talking to. And when you meet any person in your life, you get to learn something from that person, the way of speaking, the way of confidence, and everything helps you at some another day in your life. And for the college students, especially, as I told, even I am someone who is into every society of my college, every club, and everything, that any organization which gives me a chance to be a part of events, to interact, to speak. And that's the same I would suggest others. When even I was in my school, I didn't know how to plan an event, how to manage one. So being in different societies, managing different events and organizing, I got to know that how to talk to a speaker, how to approach someone, how to get sponsorships. So from each conversation, you get to learn. And to explore about your career, I would say just try as many things as you can. Just try to learn. For especially first and second years are the years of the college where you have to explore everything. You need to develop your personality. And that's all. As I so told that opportunity and missed opportunity is the most expensive thing ever. So never miss an opportunity. Try your best. Do it. Don't regret at all कि भाई मैंने वो किया नहीं था तो करती तो शायद selection हो जाता. So do your best. That's all.
Thank you for that answer, Monalika. I think, we do have a lot of young women here. So we have 16-year-olds, we have freshmen who are already
Yes.
working towards this. So I think they've taken the right decision. And like you said, that, being responsive is sometimes very helpful because that helps you build a bond with the speaker and you can maybe connect with them on LinkedIn later on. There are so many things that you can do to
Exactly.
form your network.
Even if you're attending a session of the speaker, that person, when you contract with them, when you connect with them, they know हाँ भाई इसने मुझसे बात की थी. And even if you reach out to them at any later time, then that would be helpful for you. It's yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, so they're giving you that period to, just kind of make your mark. And I mean, it's such an easy way to network with someone that who probably isn't going to be accessible otherwise. So, my next question is, okay, I mean, any of you can just take this up. How can you or what have been your efforts to make sure that Girl Up keeps growing? Yeah. Okay. Ananya, go ahead.
So, Girl Up is a community, right? So, I think the main focus should be on community building, especially during the pandemic when everyone is online. I think we can all take that opportunity and speak up about topics of our interest. And another thing I would like to say is being relevant makes Girl Up grow. To be specific, like you can talk about the flaws of the society, but again, we need to embrace our culture and tradition, right? They are coming for a reason. So I feel like embracing them while speaking up is something necessary. Be it hopping on Instagram reel trends, just to get relevant, like make them relevant, just twist things your own way and bring Girl Up, give it a platform that it's out there, and we always don't have to explain that, okay, it's not just for girls, it's for boys as well, it's for a cause, it's not for a gender or a sexuality, it's for a cause. If that's what's known, I think that's gonna make Girl Up grow. And one very important thing would be being empathetic rather than being sympathetic. So that's what I feel like would help make Girl Up grow. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that answer, Ananya. I think that, yeah, empathy is a very important part of community building, which is what Girl Up is doing because it's such a huge network, and all of us at some point or the other do relate with each other's struggles, which comes from a place of empathy. So that's great. My next question is, what are some difficulties that you feel you had to face as a woman, which men probably don't have to? Who would like to take this up? Yes, Ankita.
Hi. I could not complete my introduction. I have really bad internet connection. Sorry. However, in my introduction, I just wanted to add this that I am a keen supporter of equality and feminist. I am a feminist, obviously. But as much as I believe in equality and I wish to see genders of all genders succeed the equal amount, I believe there are some gaps in the society that we are leaving behind. As much as it's developing and changing, we need more. There are gaps that need to be filled. Like for example, women of even the 21st century have to go through oppressions that men do not have to. Like cases of female foeticide, infanticide is still being registered. Girls are still like small little girls are still not getting the opportunity to get basic level education. These are the cases of oppressions in rural areas. While coming to the urban areas, like we all are, like I would like to say that we all are actually living in the better part of the society because we can raise voice against all these things. But we face these things too. For example, we get paid half quarter of what men get paid. Again, we have to go through casual sexism remarks in our colleges, in our schools, like um, Gala Pragya, Akasha. I would like to say I don't want to misspell her name, but I think her name is Akasha. She said how she was like only 5 or 6 girls are there in engineering department. Also, Monalika said that. So I would like that's even though we are less in number, we get I don't know if we are less in number and that's why we get pinpointed or because we are women we get pinpointed. But we get pinpointed, we get paid half quarter than what we should be getting paid. We have to go through casual sexism regularly, basically. And then there are cases of domestic violence and honor killing, rape. It's just not stopping. The newspaper, the internet is filled with cases like this. Small little girls are getting raped and stuff like that. And plus, women like us who raise voice against this on social media and in real life, we get called upon. We all get called upon. We get threats of rape and other stuff like that. A lot of influencers have come up against this. Like we see regularly actresses and influencers post stories of people calling them out and people giving them rape threats and stuff like that. So I think not all of don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that men don't go through stuff. They go through equal stuff, but the gaps that we go through, the problems, the oppressions that we go through, is not compared to what they go through. So that's what I'm saying. Like all these things are just statistics until we are a part of it. Like these things are like just numbers and facts until we become a part of it. How many? I think there are a lot of times we get catcalled, we get followed home, and I think it's time that we realize how dangerous these things are and not just take it in low and just let it go. I think we should not let it go anymore. I think we should talk back and we should say something about these people because if we have to take things in our hands, we should, I think.
Thank you, Ankita. I'm actually at a loss for words because the thing that you said about statistics, it's so true. All of us have been there. All of us are a part of those numbers, and it's very important how we deal with it. So, while some people might not be comfortable with raising their voice, the onus is on us to raise our voices on their behalf as well. So, I feel like that's a very important point that you brought up. And coming to our last question, this one is for Ishwarya. So, Ishwarya, how do you keep yourself motivated?
So yeah, what I would like to say is that all of us should keep us motivated some way or the other to keep moving, right? Maybe we can try to see something positive in all the problems that arises. For example, if you don't study for the exam, just consider that you utilize time for something else that kept you happy for some moments. Maybe you can feel for that results of the exam later. So just take something positive from whatever comes to you, whatever the problem it is. Just change the perspective of how you see the challenges and the problems that come across your way. And I guess all of us are trying to do something to move forward, because in this COVID situation we just live a totally a different life. This is not what we expected our life to be, and this 2 years we somehow adjusted to the situation and we are just moving on, right? And we can just continue it and just be positive all the time and keep yourself happy and motivated. That is what I would like to say.
Thank you for sharing your tips on how to stay motivated, Ishwarya. And thank you to all the speakers for this round, for the wonderful words that you've shared. Any last thoughts?
Thank you, Pallavi, for being such nice thoughts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, with that, we come to an end. Thank you so much for joining us for this event. Uh, this event was organized by Girl Up Ehsaas and it's called Prerna. There ain't no stopping us now. I hope you had a wonderful time. And with a reminder, I would just like to conclude this session. Uh, well, we heard from so many women, and over the past 3-4 days, we have realized that women are no less than men. However, whenever we talk about issues related to women, there's always a not all men that somehow jumps in. It's important for us to make sure that our focus stays on issues related to women while also addressing the other issues that are faced by the other genders. This is just to make sure that we don't take away from the things that truly matter. So thank you so much, Girl of Ehsaas, for giving me this platform to host today's session, and I hope you all have a lovely evening. Thank you.